What is up, Apex Nation, and welcome back to some more Danganronpa. We're in the middle of the case. We're gonna finish that case today, so make sure you hit that like button to show your support for the series. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the videos. Comment down below for fun. Join the Discord to be a part of the community more than it is already for you just watching, subscribing, liking, commenting, all that good stuff. And also, if you really appreciate the video, there's always a super thanks you can drop, but everything you do is greatly appreciated, including watching. Alright, so now we're about to hand off a piece of evidence about the murder weapon, so let's get to it. Somehow, I have to find the truth. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, which game is this? Spotless Hammer, yeah.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3?
No, but it might be that one right there.
Justice Hammer 4.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it was,
murderer.
There's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info.
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
No, hang on. I think it's that one. Oh, I went through it. So, if the weapons were used to kill both of them, were they actually similar?
What was used to kill Hifumi?
I don't think so. I think it's the last one.
Shoot! What was
used
used
to
to
was it just maybe Justice? Well, there's one. How was the culprit? How did nobody Sounds like a Justice Hammer. Check out murdergear.com.
Well, what the murder weapon
had to be one of the Justice.
Yeah, I thought so.
No, that's wrong.
I had to check the first one, but I thought it was the last one.
The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him. Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what I thought at first, but... oh boy. You hangman's gaming me, I'll yell at you. Definitely don't want that.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I want two murderers to smack the impossible.
Even if more than one, only the one who actually... assuming the rule holds true. That is...
But that only really applies. In this case, however, there were two murders.
You back off.
Based on the rules that have been, even if more than one person, only the one who actually carried out the act, assuming the...
Take that!
No, that's wrong. Since there were 2 murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that 2 people could act as each other's accomplices to commit 2 separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating 2 separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful! How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
Or, well, submissive is one word. The effort made to convince us the 2 murders were the same. Main characters in this time. Kyoko must have noticed that the fact at the very beginning was she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko is really amazing, although when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
The one he bows down to.
That's problem numero uno right now!
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions and, in the end, murdered him. In the debates up to now, the way the case is unfolded, when you consider all this, there's only one person who seems to fit. Do I get to select? Myself! No. No. I'm sad it's you. I really like this character.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
Unfortunately.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit-for-brains, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot! Pardonnez-moi.
You French all of a sudden?
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the 2 of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the 2 of you were working together.
You're gonna hangman's gammon me. Oh, you're gonna hangman's gammon me on a word I'm not gonna know what it is. Oh, I feel it. Oh, never mind. Screaming. What?
Shoot!
Oh, Carol, the suspicious. Yeah,
I got it!
I mean, the screaming as well,
The
but
behavior
I
they
get what
had
you're
in
saying.
common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
I don't make me come over there. Don't make me come over there, because I will.
Sorry.
Don't apologize. You're surrounded by dead people, by the way.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
Yeah.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Strange costume man ran off, blocked the hall, she went down, blah, blah, blah.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
There, yeah, split up, yep. Okay, we've seen all this. Boop-a-doo, a-doo-to-doo, a-doo-to-doo, a-doo-to-doo.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead, Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must be really enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Same.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed, so Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, The entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead.
Okay.
Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
I mean, she knew Taka was dead,
You
dude.
hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Comment doesn't make sense. But what was he alluding to? Well, what are we doing? No. I think that's the game's
All
way of
I
telling you that
said
you need to
was-
do,
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
those guys. Oops, alright, hit the wrong button.
All I said was they must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are all going
Feels
to. We are
weird.
going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I.
And that's all it takes.
What was so strange?
What?
Shoot!
All I said was they must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be.
Do I need to go get so
we are
strange and
going to
shoot
die.
those
And that
guys?
is all-
And that's all it takes.
What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
This, I don't
All
like
I
ones like
said
this.
Was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are all going to die here. We are going to die.
Yeah, I don't like those
No,
ones.
that's wrong.
Really? Nah, not a fan. Not a fan when they're worded like
That's
that or
right.
done like that.
There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall.
And why did I have to repeat what you already just said?
So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she...
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
Get him, Kyoko! Also, my camera is dull. Brighten up that a little bit better. Better.
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations? Yeah, I mean, it's fake. If it wasn't a picture of a dragon, I mean, it's the reason why the whole costume can't bend at its limbs and all that is because it's meant to be rigid enough for him to be able to lean on it. Take that picture. Fumi and the suspect are dancing, the drinking. Fumi's dragging. What? Fumi is dragging the suspect away. Yeah,
I got it!
it's over his. Oh, it's over his
It's
back.
not a
Oh, I
picture of
gotcha.
the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Fighting words. You can prove there's no way Hifumi was dragging. Am I doing the whole bullet thing? Is that really possible? Are we shooting? Nope. Blueprints. I'm gonna want the blueprints.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Probably that one.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
So it is that one. I had to make sure. I'm getting a lot wrong in this case. I just need to make sure, you know.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out.
Costume.
Then you just draped me across
Hero.
Hifumi and had
Let's
him
go.
carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Costume, not the blueprint.
Like I said,
Because you just said about the whole
As you
peanut
can
wearing
see
it.
in the picture, the suspect is standing
Achievement!
perfectly upright. If the person inside
The suit was unconscious.
Oops, that's what I meant. Stand up straight. The achievement threw me off. No, I know which one of you
Dressed
wanted.
me up in that
Suit after then you just draped me up. You tried to make me look.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture,
The achievement
if
threw
the
me off.
person
It was
inside,
fair.
there's no way they could
Stand up
Oops,
straight.
wrong button.
No, that's wrong.
I think the blueprint also could have told us that, but whatever.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
Big I can't bend at the waist. Yep, again, no shorts drawn on her.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the
Correct.
suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Correct.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Uh-oh.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
See what's happening?
Celeste? Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
He probably was gonna say Inasanto. Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right, I remember the name. Hasuhiro!
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Wait, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
Yeah.
He did
Don't
say
change your name.
Yasuhiro. But are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell? hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Vicious.
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
Oh yeah, he said people's last names.
I got it!
I told him to
That's
stop
right.
it.
Our last names. He called us all by our last names.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
Please tell me what's her face's. Wait, Celeste doesn't have a last name.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
What?
Don't talk.
Thank you.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal, but he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit!
Why is spit an option?
Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I?
Your hand got gigantic, by the way. Are you becoming a nemesis? Are you getting all Birkin on us? Birkin from Resident Evil 2, the game, not crappy Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City movie. That movie is garbage, filth. Throw it out of your mind. Don't ever think about it.
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Fine! Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up!
They're opened.
My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Lundenberg. I've heard that. Either recently in a game or something. That sounds so familiar. Celeste still won't give up. So then, I have to do something to make her accept it. Oh, Schützen? Nope, we're still arguing. Ihe Bucks Ball's hammer, Yashihiro's message.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is! Moron!
If I remember, there's something here that shows its owner's real name. The handbook.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
How do you?
If there's one person here
You're the
who
ultimate
might have
detective,
that,
yo.
It would have to be you, Celeste.
How many
I really
times
do need
have I?
those. I'm running out of time.
Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since
You have no
Sorry.
to contradict,
No, that's wrong.
Thought I'd have to shoot one at a time, not one's gonna take both out.
That's it. The handbook.
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This e-handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it, y'all. When it starts up, say your name, your true name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday handbook, So many uses that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything.
Checker.
That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Listen, it's not in the rule book. We can do it.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please. Just...
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up.
You're a gambler. It's what you do.
Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Yeah.
Fine then. Let me settle it.
It's time to do.
Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes.
I forgot about this.
And that'll bring everything to an end.
These little blips don't have any words on them. Closing argument. Yeah. Ugh. Hate these. Okay. I have 20 minutes. Should be fine. Okay, they squawk together. They did something. He makes a face. She showed him something that made him make that face. Okay. Oh, God. Why is that there? Wait. Okay, wait. Her hand's going out. Why? Okay, this one go here? Okay, 1 a.m. because his is 1 a.m. There's a backpack. A hammer. Potato chips? Ball. Ball, no. Pitcher, no. Yashihiro's... Okay, wait. Okay, right there. Okay, he's got that thing, right? Is it that one? I wish I could see. But there's no... Pick up, open, reenact, select truth, open up. There's no way to tell what that is. Like, what else is happening there? But I'm going to judge my backpack, that's the right thing, right? And then... Picture time. And then you look at your clock. See that. Smacked in head. You went down. You didn't get moved yet, right? Where are you? You're fine. You got smacked with a blue hammer. You got smacked with a hammer 4. So hammer 4. You showed us picture. Oh, we went to the library. We found Foo with hammer 3. And then you spin around. Took you to the nurse's office. You danced around with hammer 2? No, this one's wrong. But why are there freaking potato chips here? What good are they? I hate that these don't have any explanation on them at all. Found body. Put body on thing, then you move thing. That one's nice and easy. And you swang with big hammer, and big hammer bloody. Oh, this is wrong.
Here's exactly what happened. Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was... Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning.
I'm gonna lose. I'll lose this. I 100% will lose this. Because it's gotta be with whatever they chloroformed him with. I don't think it's freaking potato chips. Like, there's nothing that says table around here that has potato chips on it at all. Like, is it this freaking ball that I think's from the first case that he chucked? I mean, I don't like.
Here's exactly what happened.
Probably gonna lose. But I mean, I guess there's a table in the thing,
First,
right?
they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning.
Is that both hearts? Nope. I have one more. Stop, sound. I hate you. Seriously? Ugh. Took a picture. Clock. Hammer time. Hammer. 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 Push. Hammer. Sure, for some reason it's Yashihiro.
You!
If you said that because I got it right, I'm gonna be happy.
First, they convinced someone...
Really? That's it?
That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him...
Why wouldn't they have the photo of, like, Kafumi grabbing the cloth or something, since I was using the cloth right there? Why would the photo of... Why would it have to be... We clearly say freaking Hiro coming in. The pin I'll have to pick is Hiro scratching his head? Why? Why would it not be Hifumi getting the cloth out to do what he's doing?
They drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him.
Sure.
While the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker.
Oh, don't worry, that has nothing to do with this.
And then finally,
I bet
at
it's
6
got these numbers
a.m.,
right.
they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents.
No, that's Hammer 1. Oh, that's Hammer 1. I got it wrong.
For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect.
Stupid, I forgot.
The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room.
Yep, it's wrong. I have to redo
There,
this.
the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these two incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But
Yep. I know how to redo it. I knew I would. Yep.
is
I don't know why they all vote me.
I refuse to give up yet.
Okay. My head hurts. I hate the way they do these final things. I hope they change it in the future games, because this is just annoying. Okay. It's... It is Fumi Shake Hand. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. For some reason, Hiro scratches head. You attack, take picture, clickety clack clack clack. There goes your picture. It's being tucked. Then you meet what's his face. Murder what's his face. What's his face murder. You drop Hammer forward because that's justice for all. And that one's done. And then you go to the library after you take pictures of... Yeah, you take pictures of Fufufu. You go to the Liberator. Something happens in the Liberator with the hammer. Can't remember. This is wrong. This hammer's wrong. How did this work? He's 1. He's 2. She's 1. He's 2. He's hammer 2. We see them conscious, dead, blah 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 blah, bada bing, bada boom. You move the sum, and then you go over here, and hammer thwack is deaded, and then this one. Although hammer justice number 3 may have been there. Whatever. Either way, I have error for room for error.
Before anything, the killer First, that's the murder. Next, while they did when they were done with, and then they called. And that's the reason. So, for these attacks, the first fake they wanted to make sure the second fake this time with these two, that the suspect was increased. We fell right.
So you go into the library. He was attacked with Justice Hammer number 2. So I need this one back. He was attacked with number 2 because she was attacked with number 1. Then with the nurse's office, he went and threw blood everywhere. With hammer number 3.
Here's exactly what happened.
We'll see about that, Makoto, whatever your name is. Don't.
So.
I was right, Makoto.
They wanted to this time with the sus. We fell right in.
Yep.
While we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene. in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
That's cool. Whoops. I was taking pictures. That's cool.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
That is such a cool little picture. I took like 5 screenshots of that.
I lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
And she like changed her accent.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
Huh. Way too generous. Way too... Nah, that was a C at best. I did horrible. 89 medals, but I'll take that.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What?
It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The blackened this time, the true killer who deserved who devised the whole stinking scheme was Celeste Lindenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yoshiro.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. Guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then,
Then you did use him, you know. I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're obviously right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice,
Indeed.
I used her. Oh! For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean? She's talking about alter ego.
Say what?
What are you talking about?
just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation, you stupid bear. Totally out of loop as usual. How's that?
In other words,
Then you're the one who stole it?
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you came up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting on how it had disappeared, I paid Hifumi a visit. What are you doing here? I was hoping I could talk to you alone. It was about what was stolen and who did it.
What?
Are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it.
So then.
And I approve. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken, you know what, to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the pictures as soon as I showed it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You're correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
As for me.
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh,
He did?
As for me.
Came to my room late last night, unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
what?
And he took pictures, said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime, an absolute crime. I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but
Say what?
I never imagined he would go that far. It is amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable it was. I'm about to say something I never said before in my life. I'm gonna kill him. I'm going to kill him.
Most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you'll be playing right into his hands.
Actually.
Taka has planned to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean. Taka's gonna try to kill you.
Indeed.
And so all he can keep, and also he can keep her to himself.
This is unforgivable!
Anybody else notice that dress in the back looks like it's his size?
Completely unforgivable!
Honestly.
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I? She.
I swear I will save her!
Actually.
Then, would you like to join with me? So, I come up with a plan. I decided a way to reclaim what was stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Hifumi agreed without a second thought. The effects that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even a love that's twisted as that, could still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
Indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But...
So why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid.
Huh?
That's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough for you. Tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry. But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you would actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded, he was on the edge of death, but he was just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained to Fumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Fumi could have an alibi, so no one could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seemed very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Fumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
So in the end...
So you had planned to kill him all along. But of course, there would have been no point into my life if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Don't be mean!
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder about that.
No, he drives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In the aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then, what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered? That is a lot of money, it's true. But it's not all there is to it. The moment our new life began here, my only thought has been escape.
But
All along you've been saying how we have to adapt to accept
You
living here.
little bitch!
Obviously that was a lie.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little bitch!
I wanted to get out. Every day was a fresh torture. And do you want to know why? Huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream
Honestly.
forever. And there was no way that I could ever do that. And in the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
It was for all that dream and that dream of
Isn't it
yours. What was that
wonderful?
dream of yours? To live in a European castle. A castle? Okay. And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers / bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
this is fine.
Living for the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. And that's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing to be done.
unfortunately, my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. Pursued my dreams to the very end. So why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others from real men. I feel
do
nothing.
you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There is simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how could you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own very own emotions. The conscious, whatever. That's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I do not fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice,
Isn't
then
it wonderful?
I think I'd like to come back as Marie Inanate.
hey,
You just get executed again. Celeste smiled. Then, when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been more of a final lie. And that weak fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
You all done? Okay, let's get rolling. The black can disturb the peace and must pay the
Now then,
price.
I prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this.
Hold on to what?
What?
17. This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way.
What?
Which is why... Actually, It's not important. Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
So quiet. Also, that's going to be very, very painful. Can't say I was suspecting that. Nope. I fully expect her to burn. Okay. Yeah, I was fully expecting fire burn. It's over. It's loud in my ear now. Third execution is over. God. If one more person kills someone, we still have enough people for 3 to find the body, but we got like 3 cases left, if that. Oh boy. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friends, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I consider her a friend too. And for him, just to come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, so more people have to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. No need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought you guys were all gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash. I'll throw it in the trash and just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes, it is, but that reality just can't be avoided. Words are difficult. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? Dude, you know the answer to that question until one you win. Why? How is this so difficult? What do you want from us?
Strange.
I know, right? I agree with you, dude. God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So what's the deal with that?
Wah?
What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Who?
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh, how exciting.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I didn't do anything about it. What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean?
Hello.
Okay, things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's about time I get out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys get to go enjoy your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later.
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although, it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Hey, Kyoko. Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave you? Most likely, it's a key to one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh?
Then that means Celeste probably hid it there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said, I'm going on in alone from here. Everyone else, head to the dino hall. I'll check with you later. Why? Exactly what are you going to do? Go alone? Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not why. That's the one I mean. Why you? There's still a risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us. Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
well
Jerk.
then.
Then it's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm going to Dino Hall, alright? Huh? So, Makoto and Kyoko are going to go together? Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her totally push over when you show a little backbone. I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone head to the Dino Hall. Leave me and Kyoko there
Shall
alone.
we go?
Sure. Oh, I was going to
So
help for
then.
control. We need to get into that locker. Alright, this is where we're going to end it. Yeah, we're fine. We can end it here. This is where we'll end. Next episode, we unlock this locker and continue on with the next chapter. And who knows how fast it'll be before someone dies. Does Monokuma have to give us more motivation? Or will Monokuma not have to give us motivation? We just kill. Down now. Find out in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me for this one. I hope you come and hang out with me for the next one. Until then, take it away, outro me. Thank you so much for watching that video, and if you liked it, make sure you give that video a like, and also comment down below, and while you're here, subscribe for more amazing content. And go check out another one of the gaming videos over on this side, and then you can click up there, right up there, boop boop, and you can subscribe, or head over to my hobbies channel over here, where you can watch me paint Optimus Prime, you know, the Transformer, more than meets the eye, over there, and also subscribe by clicking up there. And until next time, I'm ApexReaper. Y'all stay positive. Thanks for watching.